week on Channel 8 News, we'll be looking at the explosion in the bridge connecting Crimea to Russia, a possible spike in gas prices, and more. Your Channel 8 News starts right now.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 8 News, the show where we provide news coverage on the Northwest Missouri State University campus and in the Maryville community. I'm Byrd.
And I'm Alexis Kuhnert. Before we get into this week's stories, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications button for all the latest news and updates.
Pro-Russian officials are reporting significant damage following a massive explosion on a bridge linking Russia with Crimea. A fuel tanker exploded on the strategic bridge, causing a fire. The bridge carries much of Crimea's needs, such as fuel and goods. It has also been used regularly to store weapons and fuel to Russian forces. A local pro-Russian leader says 2 spans of the roadbed of the bridge have collapsed. You can see in these photos fuel trucks and trains engulfed in flames on the Kerch Strait Bridge. This bridge is the only one connecting annexed Crimea to the mainland Russia.
Russian officials say a fuel truck exploded, but the true cause is unclear. At least 3 people were killed in the explosion, according to Russian officials. Russian President Vladimir Putin is now ordering an emergency investigation. Top Russian officials are blaming this attack on Ukraine, which is not formally taking credit for the blast, but it's making it clear it will not shed any tears over the development. No further information has been presented at this time, but for future updates, be sure to tune in right here to Channel 8 News for the stories that matter to you.
Better fill up your gas tanks, Maryville, because gas prices could be on the rise. A decision by Opec-Plus to cut the supply of oil is likely to drive gas prices up. President Biden called the decision by the oil-producing cartel to cut production a, quote, disappointment. As CNN Caitlin Collins reports, there's concern the move is a signal the Saudis may be aligning themselves with Russia.
Not mad, just disappointed.
It is a disappointment, and it says that they're a problem.
President Biden weighing how to respond after the coalition of oil-producing nations known as OPEC announced it's slashing production in an effort to boost prices, catching the White House by surprise.
There's a lot of alternatives. We haven't made up our mind yet.
The oil cartel's move could raise gas prices, hurt Democrats in the midterm elections, increase the chances of a global recession, and bolster Russia in its war against Ukraine.
It's clear that they are definitely taking the side of Russia here because this decision benefits Mr. Putin. There's no question about that.
OPEC's move undermining the crude diplomacy Biden conducted over the summer when he personally visited Saudi Arabia and fist-bumped the crown prince over the objections of human rights groups in an attempt to increase the supply of oil.
And I'm doing all I can to increase the supply for the United States of America, which I expect to happen. The Saudis share that urgency.
Despite how those production increases were only fleeting, Biden says he has no regrets about the trip.
No, the trip was not essentially for oil. The trip was about the Middle East and about Israel and rationalization of positions.
Good afternoon, everybody.
The administration now contemplating next steps, including tapping into the strategic reserves again, despite saying 48 hours ago that wasn't on the table.
We're not considering new releases from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve beyond the 180 million.
Even before OPEC's decision, gas prices were already on their way up after a recent 99-day streak of decline. With 32 days to go before the midterm elections, Republicans are putting gas prices and Biden's energy policies at the forefront.
He's made us dependent upon Russia, Saudi Arabia, and now Venezuela. He hates American oil-filled workers so much that he'll never turn to us.
Members of Biden's own party are calling for a reevaluation of the U.S.-Saudi relationship, with Democratic Senator Chris Murphy tweeting, "I thought the whole point of selling arms to Gulf states was that when an international crisis came, the Gulf could choose America over Russia and China."
Again, that was Caitlin Collins with CNN. When we return, we'll be kicking it over to the Bearcat Update with Skyler Stamps. Don't go away.
Out of 7 billion people, each one of them has a different story.
We share our stories with family and friends.
We tell our stories through laughter and tears.
We create our stories with talents and strengths.
We survive our stories of hardships and grief.
And throughout everything we live through, we are staying for the stories.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Byrd.
And I'm Alexis Kuhnert. Before we continue the news, we're going to kick it over to Bearcat Update with Skyler Stamps.
Thanks, ladies. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Skyler Stamps. With no Bearcat games at home this week, I took a step back and looked into how students can stay active and get involved with sports on campus. Recreation at Northwest offers a wide variety of activities for students as well as members of the Maryville community. Through the Student Rec Center, Foster Fitness Center, Hughes Fieldhouse, and Moera at Mozingo Lake, students are given multiple opportunities to stay active throughout the year. I spoke with Jermaine Watkins, a staff member at the Student Rec Center. Watkins touched on what campus recreation offers for the students here at Northwest.
So the main things we offer here at campus recreation is just, space for open recreation, weather. We always have, as you can see, a badminton setup, a volleyball net, and we also keep one open full court for basketball, just because there's a variety of students that does multiple activities throughout the day, and we want to make sure that we accommodate as much as possible.
A popular activity through student recreation is the intramural sports leagues. Watkins outlined the intramural sports offered for all students at Northwest.
A year, we offer roughly 40 plus intramural events, ranging from basketball, esports, volleyball, sand volleyball, flag football, badminton, soccer, just anything that you can think of. And if we don't offer it, we're always open to suggestions. So if there's something that you want to see, we'll make sure to bring it or try to implement it in the upcoming semester or school year.
For students interested in signing up for an intramural sport, Watkins gave instructions for those needing assistance.
You have to go to imleagues.com/Northwest Missouri, where you create an account with your student email. Once you do that, it prompts you to the page where it lists all of our intramural events that's happening that semester.
Here are the upcoming intramural events. Grab a few friends and get signed up for one today. The Bearcats entered the jungle this week to take on the 7th-ranked Gorillas from Pitt State. The Bearcats were down 3-21 at halftime of this one. After half, the team flipped the switch and came back to be down only 2 with 12 seconds left in the game. The Bearcats failed to convert the 2-point conversion, which resulted in the 22-24 defeat to the Gorillas. That's all the time we have here for Bearcat Update. Be sure to tune in next week to stay connected to all things Bearcat sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Skyler. When we come back, we'll be looking at a special event with Northwest alum Thomas Sanchez to learn about his experiences as a Hispanic and a member of the LGBTQ+ community, followed by how Northwest is taking the initiative to protect students, faculty, and staff here on campus from spreading illnesses. Stay tuned for more.
Unlike other organizations on and around campus, here, the students do it all.
KNWT is a student-run and student-produced television station.
To support this content and Northwest Media students,
you can go to our YouTube channel at KNWT Channel 8
and watch the latest shows or even enjoy blasts from the past.
What's up? I'm Garrett Bevins.
And I'm Austin Claypool. You should come watch our show where we cover a wide variety of video game related stuff.
We have a lot of fun, so come check out our show, which releases every Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Byrd.
And I'm Alexis Kuhnert. The Office of Diversity and Inclusion here on campus has held many events in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, from movies to key speakers and more. On Thursday, October 5th, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion hosted a special event with Northwest alum Thomas Sanchez to learn about his experiences as a Hispanic and a member of the LGBTQ community.
Sanchez has been credited as one of the most innovative people in Washington, D.C. and a top minority business leader. As Chief Executive Officer and founder of Social Driver, he leads the digital agency that helps clients connect with people through social media, websites, video, and digital advertising. Social Driver's collaborative culture and cutting-edge strategies have been featured in media appearances on CBS and BBC, as well as in the Washington Post. Here's what we know.
Last week, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion invited Thomas Sanchez, a Northwest alumni, for LGBTQ History Month, which spans from October 1st to October 31st. Sanchez spoke about his experience as a Hispanic and member of the LGBTQ community. Many people attended the event and learned about what Sanchez had to say. I spoke with Thomas Sanchez as well as Kaylin, a freshman here at Northwest.
What really stood out to me about Thomas's message was how you can have so many things against you. You can literally feel like you're alone in the world, but there's always somebody ready and willing to understand, even if you come from completely different backgrounds. Like, there was such a big turnout tonight, and I know all of them can't be Hispanic by appearance. Well, they can't all be Hispanic and LGBTQ. But just by having everybody there willing to listen is already such a big step in the right direction. And it's really proof in his message by just like listening to people and trying to understand and trying to build those bridges so that then we can all create a better world.
It's great to be back here at Northwest speaking to this group. You know, tonight is Hispanic Heritage Month and LGBTQ History Month, and so to bring a group of students together to really celebrate our histories has been amazing. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Social Driver. Social Driver is a digital and creative agency that helps some of the top brands and nonprofits in the world connect with their customers today. And we do that through social media, brands, websites, and digital campaigns.
His career began in the emerging healthcare informatics industry with Cerner Corporation, where he helped launch products and services throughout the world. He serves on the board of directors of the Trevor Project, the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to LGBTQ youth. And he served on the Northwest Foundation board of directors from 2016 until this past spring. For stories that matter to you, this has been Alexis Kuhnert of Channel 8 News.
And in other news, as we head into the fall, concerns continue about the spread of COVID-19, the flu, and other illnesses. That's because the flu season is expected to be more severe this year, coupled with COVID-19, which could lead to more crowded hospitals. Health experts say the best way to protect yourself from getting sick is to get vaccinated. Let's take a look at how Northwest is taking the initiative to protect students, faculty, and staff here on campus from spreading illnesses. On the afternoon of Thursday, October 6th, the Wellness Center hosted their flu shot clinic at the Student Union. Faculty and students were able to come to this event and get their vaccines free of charge. I spoke with Judy Free, the Wellness Services Assistant Director, to learn more about the event.
I think people don't realize that flu, even at the college age, can really wipe somebody out, and they can miss quite a few days of a class. And so this is one of our ways that we help to keep the students be successful while they're here at Northwest. I just love to visit with the students, and seeing them outside of our clinic area, it's kind of fun to visit with them that way too. CDC does recommend that everyone get a flu shot each year. This will protect against 4 different strains, so that's a great option for them too, to keep themselves healthy. Well, some other ways they can keep themselves healthy for flu season, which has started. So just the flu shot for sure, washing their hands frequently, lots of water, eating healthy, multivitamin with iron, getting plenty of sleep, exercise. Those are other ways to build their immune system up and keep themselves healthy this year.
I am actually here at the flu shot clinic today, and I was the first one that got my shot, so I'm going to walk you guys through what that looked like and my experience with it. The first thing I did was fill out paperwork, and the nurse was super helpful and willing to answer any questions I had. Then she prepped my arm by cleaning it and gave me the shot. It didn't even hurt, and it was over before I knew it. I also spoke with a Wellness Center intern to learn their take on the event.
I'm helping with the flu shot to get hours in for my internship and to interact with the public and gain more experience. I have not gotten my flu shot yet. I will get one near the end of the clinic. I think it's important to get your flu shot every year because it helps keep you healthy and safe, and it keeps you in classes, which is the best way to learn.
If students miss the clinic, they can make a flu shot appointment by calling the Wellness Center. Until next time, I'm Katie Byrd with Channel 8 News.
Well, that is all the time we have here at Channel 8 News. But before we go, be sure to click on the links below to rewatch certain sections of our show, as well as some upcoming events here at Northwest we've mentioned in this episode.
We also want to hear from you guys, so leave a comment below on these stories. And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for all the latest news and updates, as well as our other content right here on our YouTube page at KNWT TV. For the stories that matter to you, I'm Katie Byrd.
I'm Alexis Kuhnert.
And have a great night.